A Sunday afternoon with the NBA here on 2K Sports. Welcome, everyone. With Doris Burke and Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr, this is Kevin Hart. We've got a chance now for our starting lineups from point guard to center. This game should be a good one. And one of the players we'll be seeing in this one, Luol Deng.
And he's a big key to his team's tough defense.
We've got an Eastern Conference battle ready to get rolling, and this New York crowd wants some love from their Knicks. They beat the Bulls during their last encounter in Chicago. This game, the fourth meeting that
to be able to have that kind of performance in the other team's building. Really solid.
Clutch, and he makes good on the layup.
Well, that's how you pick up second chance points.
Back to Felton. And he lobs it up. Smith.
What a pass, and then the layup was a bit of a
Good to go. Felton with some nice D.
Guys, Derrick Rose is a native son of Chicago, and he grew up in the dangerous Inglewood neighborhood, the youngest of four brothers. But from very early on, his talent
has a lot of respect amongst his teammates because he just handles himself with such class.
The shot's good from Smith.
For a jump shot, you got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Smith drives in, pass to Stoudemire. That drops.
Very positive open.
How much respect he has for Kevin Garnett, saying he's just the ultimate competitor. He's unselfish, plays for his teammates, and we've got to really have our...
Feeds it to Carmelo. He dishes it to Stoudemire. And you know that's going to be goaltending, guys, so that's a free basket right there.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block.
Kind of lost it sticks with you for a while, guys, because they were probably the better team that night, and they just couldn't put the game away.
You know, Steve, you'd almost rather get beaten by double.
Stoudemire outside. He kicks it to Smith. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. Passes it to Clutch. Puts it up. Jump shot is good.
Boy, it's got...
Kicks to Chandler. Back to Felton. Just 5 on the clock. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Sinks the triple. Butler on the wing. He passes to Clutch. Shoots. And that one's on target from the wing. Rose. Garnett. Guarded by Stoudemire. Here's Clutch. Tries again, and goaltending is going to be the call. So they get
Tell you what, the fans can't believe that they made that call.
So for Chicago right now, Clutch in at shooting guard. Deng out there with Garnett. Then there's Derrick Rose, and it's Clutch in at the 5 down low. Shot clock at 3. Nice shot by Felton. And you look at running inside and playing the 4. Any influence on Melo playing inside?
I think there's no doubt, Kevin. The league has gone smaller in a lot of ways. A lot of former...
By Clutch.
Well, those chances are almost always 2 points for him. I guess the defense did what it had to do to bother him.
From out on the wing, he knocks it down.
Keyed this run, Clark, because they're keeping the ball moving. Defense hasn't been able to set up.
Now, here's Felton for 3. Smith. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. Garnett, guarded by Stoudemire. Here's Clutch. Again, Chicago.
Don't take your... Impossible not to see that domination. Based on the numbers, it was really lopsided in the rebounding battle.
Freed up. Nice work off the pick. That's 10 up a 13-point game against Detroit.
Yeah, he picked his spots in that game, too, Kevin, because I thought he not only did a nice job scoring, but setting up his teammates as well.
Clutch the pass to Rose. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. Bulls from the top of the key. That's good.
Oh, the numbers are really good.
Now here's Anthony. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Toronto.
And Kevin, a lot of those points came at the line, so he was very aggressive with his game.
And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Hi, Kevin. Clutch, in their last time out against the Pistons, just played phenomenal. He ended up with 50 points and was just on point from deep, sinking what seemed to be an endless stream of threes. Numbers like that are rare to see by any player in a game he'll always remember.
Pass to Clutch. Just 5 to shoot. Snell. It's good from long range. He always has.
Yeah, the three-point line is just a bit shorter, which kind of brings it right into his comfort zone. So he can play that zone buster role for Team USA. Hey,
he's a dead eye at the line, fellas. Just call him automatic. He doesn't miss many of those.
New York trailing. We've got 33 seconds left to play here in the half. Rudrick off a pitch from Bargnani. The drive by Anthony, and it's blocked by Murphy. Here's Clutch, averaging 32 points a game. Here's Heinrich, and the layup is good. Heinrich's got his first 2 points.
Well, they've really cranked up the intensity, tracking down those loose caroms, stacking up second chance buckets in a big pile.
And those hustle points, Clark, I mean, that's just another reason why they've got the lead here.
And the first half ends in a close one. Bulls lead by 3. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
And now get ready for the halftime report. We're happy to be part of your Sunday. The Bulls are in a close one against New York. An excellent job of getting into the paint, piling up those second chance points. There's been some great work by Clutch in this one. He's got 15 points, and on the defensive side of the floor, he's definitely been contributing with some focused defensive work. And for New York's angle, they've been grinding away. We've seen all these blocks, and they are locked in defensively, giving up no easy buckets. An all-round great effort by Carmelo Anthony. He's got 16 points, and he's also contributed on the glass. And that's all we have for you here in the studio. Now let's send it on back to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke for the second half of play.
Carmelo Anthony really has his fingerprints all over this one.
You know, he spoils us with his performances game in and game out. And so
If he's going to follow it up with a better second half, we'll see if that happens here.
Anthony, Stoudemire, and Chandler, their front line. The guards, Ray Felton and J.R. Smith.
Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Chicago leading by 3. Rose passes to Clutch. Banked in off the glass.
has to go into the post.
Well, if they don't pick up the aggression, things are only going to get worse.
Smith dishes to Felton. He kicks it to Stoudemire. New York needs to get off a shot. Good on the shot. 18 points. Outside Dang. And the pass to Clutch. Shot clock at 6. Rose. Terrific design on the big play.
Really energized that New York fan base. He was kind of the franchise player before Carmelo arrived.
Rose passes to Clutch. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. He feeds it to Carmelo. And it's blocked by Dang.
They've been the glass eaters today, guys. A ton of effort out of them down low.
And they've needed every one of those rebounds. I think that's what's put them in front here. And I'll tell you what I love about him, his ability to finish even while absorbing contact. He is so strong, even with defenders hanging all over, that he continues to finish at the basket.
Now, here's Felton. Stoudemire outside. Kicks to Carmelo. From deep. The long distance three is good. Has meant for this Knicks team, both on the court and in the locker room. And you wonder, you know, if Dallas, Steve had it to do over it, do you think they would have tried?
Don't happen to say, hey, what were you doing?
Chicago leading by 7. And here we go. The Bulls fast break. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
He's just been the man since the start of this quarter. Just a tremendous period of basketball for him.
Mike Dunleavy, he's checked. No good. The Bulls have gotten nearly everything to drop this quarter. They're 7 of 8 from the floor since halftime. And Rose throws it down.
With that reverse.
Helping Sudanese refugees, Basketball Without Borders, numerous charities. He says his parents instilled him with that kind of thoughtfulness.
Yeah, and he's also championed a lot of causes in the UK. All about getting good shots, and you can't get good shots unless you're taking care of the ball. And Buck, you talked about those turnover numbers, the lack there.
Did no time going from defense to offense.
Yeah, it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
But the ability to rebound is something that took a few of the greats to another level entirely, and it helps your team, too.
And J.R. Smith with the slam.
Major League big boy throwdown right there.
And he keeps a tight grip on that rim after the finish.
Contact and being physical, taking advantage of that size inside.
Shumpert dishes to Stoudemire. The feed to Bargnani. Outside Shumpert. 6 on the shot clock. Bargnani with the ball. Now guarded by Clutch. And that one's good. Shumpert. Dirk Nowitzki playbook. Pretty important weapon.
Yeah, and Dirk has said it himself, Kevin. When you're just an outside shooter, teams can really take that away from you, being able to maximize threes, as we saw in the first half.
And there's the pass to Blotch. It's stolen by Amon Shumpert. And now the Knicks on the break. Felton leading the...
Hammer time! Hammer time!
Guys, look, I don't know what the score is. That's the play we're all going to remember from this game.
Clutch, the pass to Blotch. Goes back up. He lays it in.
Yeah, and any team will take that. I mean, if you're shooting over 50%, it usually means you're moving the ball, you're getting good looks on the shots you want. And I think they just got to continue to play smart and play together just like they've been doing to keep the lead.
It's stolen by Amon Shumpert. And here we go. Shumpert running it up the court. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Boy, the kind of moment.
That's what it's all about.
And it's Smith penetrating. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup.
How far they can go. They only get so many chances to win it all, and they have to be in that conversation.
Gets it to go.
This game is taking on.
Dang. He passes it to Clutch. Kicks it to Rose. Pass to Clutch. 5 on the clock. Back to Rose. Fires the 3. Gets it to go. Rose is rebounded by Rose. Rose has got 4 rebounds now tonight.
They've clearly been the better team on the glass, but it hasn't necessarily translated to the scoreboard yet.
But you feel like it's going to reward the...
It's it the other way. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Rose passes to Clutch. The 11-footer, and it's wide right. It's off the rim.
He's got a nice touch on that shot normally, but good defense there clogging the lane.
Chandler kicks to Udrih. And it's blocked by Clutch. And even 3-on-3 break. Here's Dang. Misses. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. It's Chicago up by 6. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. Then there's Derrick Rose. Amari Stoudemire is checked in for New York. Clutch the pass to Dang. And good on the basket. Book it. Dang to Felton. The dish to Smith. Some nice passing by New York here. Anthony drives in. Shoots from 8. And that's good for 2. Rose. Dishes to Butler. Back to Rose. Pass to Butler. And there's the feed to Rose. That's good.
We've seen a noticeable improvement, Steve, at least for today.
It's stolen by Smith. The finish. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
Well, they're winning the speed game, guys, getting out in transition.
Well, I like the energy they play with all.
The Bulls leading by 13. Here's Clutch. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls.
Offensively, because he can create his own shot, or for his teammates. You know, he may not be just a pure point guard, but it's not.
Knicks trail by 13. Anthony, the pass to Felton. He feeds it to Stoudemire. He passes to Carmelo. He's against Garnett. Shot clock at 5. Smith. And there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here. The Knicks shooting 47%. Pretty solid. To the middle. And the beautiful one-handed slam.
Tell you what.
Here's Clutch. Kicks it to Murphy. Passes it to Clutch. The dish to Dunley. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. He gets the shot to fall, and the defender wasn't set. He's called for the block and a three-point play chance here. That free throw good from Clutch.
And that ought to do it. I think any chance for a miracle comeback just went out the window with those free throws.
Now Udrich. Hardaway for three. Kirk Heinrich with the rebound. He passes to Clutch. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. Not much to be critical of with this win, Clark.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play, they showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
Well, that'll do it. For Doris Burke, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long. We'll see you next time.
The best record in the league and home court advantage throughout the playoffs? Amazing. It's got to feel good, right?
Absolutely. We fought all year to get to this point, and now we've set ourselves up exactly how we wanted, with an unobstructed road to the finals, and a chance to compete for the title knowing every opponent's going to have to come through our crib. Couldn't have asked for it to play out better, man. Just got to stay sharp over the rest of the season, keep everyone healthy, and be ready to go come playoff time.